Welcome back to FSI MMA Preview Show. I am your host G and my co-host Big Lou. Let's break down Vegas 22, Holland versus Brunson. But first, let's talk a little about last week's card. Well, so last week's card we had Mohammed get a serious eye poke, and the contest ended early. Leon Edwards had his fingers up, poked him real good in the eye. It was definitely legit. You could see the after photos and that Muhammad's eye was pretty much torn up. And uh, after that incident, Leon Edwards was talking about that he shouldn't fight Muhammad anymore because it's not worth fighting him, like whatever the circumstance that happened, that he should get a title fight or another ranking. But I think they should run it back because you know what, the fight never ended. And if it wasn't for that eye poke, we don't know how the fight would have ended. Maybe Muhammad would have beat him. They have no idea. What you think?
Hey, for some reason, Leon Edwards feels privileged. Wait a minute, hold on, Bilal. He worked hard to get to to that point too. I mean, come on. And then you poke the guy in the eye, and then the guy breaks down because these guys go through a lot, man. They work real hard to get to where they are right now. And Bilal just, I feel bad for him. He broke down. Um, it was tough on him, and he didn't want to lose. I mean, well, he didn't want the fight to stop in that way. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think they should run it back, and you know, may the best man win.
Yeah, it was uncalled for, and 2 weeks in a row we have, you know, illegal knees and eye poke. Hopefully this card doesn't have nothing illegal and somebody get disqualified.
Yeah, I mean, come on, these guys are professionals, man. I don't understand how these guys could be throwing illegal knees and with these eye pokes and everything. This is this not amateur hour, man. These guys are professionals.
Yeah, it's just it's just crazy how those things happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's get into this card. This card uh before weigh-ins was a 12 fight card, and unfortunately, Julia and well, the other girl's name, I think her name is Julia too, right?
Julia Alvina, yeah. Yeah, the weight cut yeah,
Yeah,
it was Julia against Julia. But the weight cut, man, it's difficult, man. These girls are cutting it close, and Julia, uh, if I pronounce her name right, Slorenko, she passed out. That's one of the things when you start to drink. You go through these weight cuts and you're draining your body of all fluids, man. It's difficult, you know. Uh, but yeah, well, I guess we'll have to. They'll put that on down the road sometime.
yeah, that was definitely a scary moment. Like you can tell that she was on there. She wasn't, feeling right. She fell and then she tried to get back up, but she fell second time. And, it was just, it was rough, very rough for her. Probably would have been a good fight too because um, one's pretty much stand up, the other one's good on the ground and throw a lot of arm bars and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess we will see in the future card
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
if she comes out okay. So let's start from the bottom of the list with JP Buys versus Bruno Silva. Buys comes in at a minus 137. Silva comes in at a plus 127. Um, Very interesting fight. You got Buys a wrestler, Silva a striker. I seen um, Buys last fight. He fought against Jacob Silver in the contender series. It was a submission in the first round by guillotine choke. He has an okay ground game. Um, he stretches you out pretty good when he's on top of you, and he pretty much lands, ground and pound and stuff like that. He got some pretty good submissions. But like I said, this is his first role at the UFC, under the big lights. Contender series is almost the same thing, but I think this is still UFC is UFC, contender series. And then Bruno Silva, his last fight against Tagera Ulanbekov, that was he lost that match, but he's stuck in there. Like, he's very scrappy. The only flaws I saw about him pretty much is he gets taken down easily, but he hangs in there. He takes the blows and everything, and he hangs in there. But his takedown is what scares me a little bit. They took him down a lot of times, and he's Brazilian, and I didn't even see his Brazilian jiu-jitsu come out or anything like that. And, and supposedly, he has some Brazilian jiu-jitsu background. But I don't know. From this match, first I'm gonna see what you think.
Well, I mean, Bruno Silva, I mean, he's Cejudo's training partner. They've been training for the last 10 years together. So his his last 3 fights, his 2 losses, 1 no contest. I mean, the guy's good on the ground, but he'll definitely look to stand with you and strike, just like JP buys. I mean, the only thing that scares me about JP is that in that contender series, listen, it's 2 different things to me. Like you said, the contender series, you got a lot of guys going all out because they want that contract. Now they finally got it. Now they get the chance. Now he's going to get the chance to prove that he deserved that contract. So, but the only thing though, he was starting to gas out. I guess, he was overexcited. But hopefully he's got enough gas in the tank. He's a good, freestyle wrestler. He's good on the ground. And he can hold, pull out a win. So I look for JP to pull a win out of this against Bruno.
Yeah, I like JP a little bit. Like, I like him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's gonna win. But I think Silva can take it. Like, don't count Silva out of it. He's gonna be a good underdog, especially to put in your parlays, to put in your DraftKings and your FanDuel. Don't count him out. He's scrappy. He's not gonna get subbed. His losses are, he only got subbed once and knocked out once. So they both even on losses. They both got knocked out once. They both got subbed, once. But I don't know. Bruno Silva, he might come in and shock the world and take this guy JP buys out, which is gonna make him first time in the UFC. But I'm gonna go JP buys, but I'm gonna have Silva in my back pocket.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree.
All right, so the next match we're gonna go where Montel Jackson versus JC Strader. Montel Jackson, he comes in at a minus 615 favorite, and Strader comes in at a plus 530. Man, that's a big favorite,
Yeah.
Montel Jackson is a striker. Both guys are strikers. Jackson is 9-2. Strader is 5-1. Jackson got 5 wins by KO, 1 by sub. Strader has 4 wins by KO and 0 by sub. Jackson has never lost by a sub or KO, but Strader has lost 1 time by KO. Jesse Strader's last fight, he fought against who's this? Gonzalez, and this was in Combate, which this is his debut here at UFC, and he won that match by KO. It was a good KO, hit him with a nice hook, knocked him out nice and clean. He fought Michael Jackson, not the singer. He fought Michael Jackson and KO him in the second round. So this guy got some power in his hands. He definitely does. So you got to watch, the power. But Montel Jackson, he's at another level right now. He fought Brett Johns, Felipe Cordell, so he's up there. He's already been under the bright lights. He has a lot of fights in the UFC. He has 5 fights in the UFC. Pretty good, long fighter. I'm going to go with Jackson on this one.
Nice. Listen, I wouldn't count Strader out, man. That guy is awesome, man. He's got some knockout power, man. He's a good wrestler, good striker. And as well, Montel Jackson. He's also, what he did to Brian Kellner, Kellner, the Darth choke, and just choked him out, subbed him right there. That guy is awesome too. This one, this is a tough one because I really love the underdog, but I'm definitely, I'm gonna have to stick with Jackson on this one. Definitely stick with Jackson. He's no slouch, man. He's definitely a good all around fighter. So, but I'll tell you later on, just in case when we put the 4-pick parlay, the underdog parlay together, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so Montel Jackson, his striking last fight was 26 strikes, and he absorbed 11. Fight before that, he landed 70. See, this is some good info. So Montel Jackson against Brett Johns, he landed 26 strikes and absorbed 11. Montel Jackson took Brett Johns down 2 times, but Brett Johns took him down 8 times. So, that takedown defense, is kind of iffy. But Montel Jackson in his second fight prior to this one against Felipe Corrales, he landed 75 strikes and he took him down 11 times.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that's that's interesting,
Yeah.
He gonna try, because this guy has power, Jesse. So is he gonna try to take him down? Maybe, because he doesn't want to stand with him.
Yeah.
So that could be a good thing. You're gonna rack up points just on takedowns. Yeah, but I'm still gonna go with Montel. I think he should have this in the bag. It's gonna be a close fight. It's gonna be a good fight too.
Definitely.
So our next fight is gonna be Trevin Giles versus Ramon DeLizzi. Giles comes in at a plus 108, and Ramon comes in at a minus 110, which is pretty much even on both sides. Both guys are strikers. Roman is also a wrestler. Giles comes in at a 13-2 record, and Roman is 8-0. He hasn't lost yet. Giles has been subbed twice, and in his 2 losses. So Giles against his last fight against Bevon Lewis, he knocked him out in the 3rd round. That was a good punch. In the first 2 rounds, it was pretty decent. They were going back and forth, throwing punches here, punches there. It was a good 2 rounds. But then at the end, Giles just caught him and laid him out good, And before that, he fought James Krause, and James Krause is a top, contender. A lot of people are saying that fight, they robbed James Krause of that fight. But I seen it. Giles caught him. He hurt him a lot of times in that fight. So it was a good fight. I won't take that away from him. But Roman, he fought against John Allen Art in a split decision, and he goes pretty crazy because when he gets hit, like, he'll start laughing and start like, "Oh, come on, take it." Or he started talking to his corner. When he was fighting John, he told his corner in the middle of the fight, "You want me to sub him? You want me to sub him?" Like, dude, one, I understand it's part of the game, but like fight. Don't be talking to your corner and stuff like that. And it's a little bit disrespectful, but still. But Yeah, he has power in his hands as well. He has a good when he got you on the floor, he holds you down. Good ground and pound. Um, but I think I'm going with Roman on this one. I think Giles is quick, but I think Roman is gonna take him to the ground and pretty much hold him there. And I haven't seen a lot from Giles on the ground. You know, I know he gets up or stuff like that, but once this guy puts a whole body weight on him, I don't think he's gonna get up. What you think?
I'm definitely I'm seeing it from a different point of view. I mean, Giles, man, you know, that guy's got a lot of power. You know, look. Well, this fight is definitely going to be standing up. I mean, Roman is going to he's going to wind up. He's not going to be able to deal with Giles' power, so he's going to try to take it down to the ground. You know, he's definitely going to try to try to keep his power. You know, at a distance. But I mean, I see Trevin winning this in the second round.
Yeah, so
I don't see this going more than 2 rounds. I don't see it going more than 2 rounds at all.
all right, so Trevin Giles' fight with Bevon Lewis, you know, they went 3 rounds, and Trevin Giles only landed 38 strikes and took 26 in 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and against James Krause, Giles landed 71 and took 44. For Roman, his last fight against Allen, he landed 51 with 3 takedowns and absorbed 29 and 1 takedown. And then the fight before that, he landed 19 and knocked the guy out in the first round. So this guy has power. He'll take you down. So I'm still going to go for Roman.
All right, we disagree.
Yes, sir. So the next fight is going to be Leonardo Santos is Grant Dawson. This is another good fight. You know, Leonardo Santos comes in at a plus 193. Dawson comes in at a minus 185. Both guys are pretty much, Santos is a BJJ grappler and Dawson's a wrestler. Lately, Santos has been, you know, more of a stand-up, trying to get his hands in there. Santos comes in at an 18-3 record, with Dawson at a 16-1. Santos has 9 wins by sub, 3 by KOs. Dawson has 3 by KOs, 11 by subs. And they both have 1 loss by KO. Santos' last fight, he fought against Roman Bogatev. You know, that fight, Santos was ahead in the beginning. Like, he was ahead, and then he gassed out in the second round. Gassed out. You could tell he's looking at his corner and this and that, looking at the time. He was pretty much out of it. You know what I mean? He was done. But then he got hit, you know, down below, and on the third round, in the beginning of third round, he got hit down below. So it gave him a little bit extra time to recover. He took 4 minutes to recover just because he was tired. You know, once they got up, you know, they started to fight again and whatever like that. So he already gave some of his, energy. He gained it back. Then he fought Stevie Ray, and man, he caught him with a nice hook, locked him clean out. You know, that was pretty good. But that was 2019, so that was, you know, back about a year or 6 months ago. Grant Dawson, I like Grant Dawson. Like, Grant Dawson, his last fight against Nad Namarmani, he went 3 rounds. He brings you down to the floor. He pounds on you. He looks for submissions. You know, he has stand up. You know, he's pretty much well-rounded. The fight before that against Derrick Minner. Derrick Minner is a good ground specialist. He in that fight ended in 2 rounds. But Derrick Minner, I guess, tried to sub him, I could say maybe about 12 times in those 2 rounds, but he couldn't get it off. And unfortunately, Grant Dawson subbed him with a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
But my pick is I'm gonna go with Grant Dawson. I think he's a little bit more well-rounded, got a little bit more cardio, and I think he's probably gonna sub him.
Well, I mean, Santos is. I mean, you're talking about a guy with a Brazilian, high-level Brazilian black belt. in jiu-jitsu, man. That guy is awesome. Although I mean, like his last couple of fights, like you said, I mean, he does gas out, that's one of the problems. I mean, the guy's 41 years old too. He's going up against a kid that's 27 years old. Um, Grant Dawson, he's got a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He won his last 5 fights. Santos won his last 5 fights. It's definitely gonna be a good fight. But I agree with you on this one. I'm definitely going with Grant Dawson. That kid's he's got you're gonna see a lot of good things out of him.
Yeah. He's a good DraftKings pick to put on your lineups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be pretty good. I don't think Santos is gonna be able to keep up with him, especially with the way he gassed out before. I think Santos might be gassing out at the end of the first round.
Yeah, that might be tough for him. Right now, Grant Dawson is minus 200 on DraftKings right now.
Yep.
And Leonardo Santos is plus 160. So yeah. No, I mean, I'd stick with Grant on this one.
And like I said before, if Leonardo gasses out, that might be the end of him.
Yeah, that might be goodbye.
All right, so next fight is Marilyn Renault versus Macy Chason. This one, I don't know. Like I was watching the fights. Macy doesn't impress me too much. I don't know why. She's the last fight that she had. Well, let me give you the odds first. Marilyn is plus 195 and Macy is minus 202. Both, I mean, striker BJJ for Marlon and Macy is a wrestler. Marlon is 9-6. She has 5 KOs, 1 sub, and she has never lost by KO or sub. And Macy Chason has 2 KOs, 2 subs, and has never lost by KO sub. But Chasey's last fight, Macy, sorry, was a Shanna Young. That was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
What I saw there, Macy was a little bit gassed out too. She was definitely throwing good knees because she's a tall girl.
Yeah.
And she was catching her, you know what I'm saying? But you can tell that she was a bit tired, Shayna Young brought it to her a little bit. But with Lena Landsberg pretty much had her against the cage, had on the ground. And Lena won that match, by decision. So I'm not too 100% on Macy. Marion, her last fight was against who she fought? Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington has been in the game a long time, and they won all 3 rounds. That was a pretty good matchup. And then she fought Yana Kusinskaya, which she just fought. I don't know if it was last card or the card before that. And she's pretty good, and she busted her up.
Yeah,
she had her face, and Yana is white skinned, and her face was red for blood. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I might be crazy, and I might be on the wrong pick, but I'm gonna go with the underdog in this one. I think the experience, might play a factor in this. I'm gonna take a chance on Macy. I mean, not on Macy. Sorry, I'm gonna take a chance on Marilyn. I don't know. I got a good feeling.
Marion right now, she's plus 175 on DraftKings.
Yeah, you see. So
yeah, so Macy's minus 225 right now.
Yeah, so the odds is not too far apart, but I don't know. I'm going the underdog. I think I'm going to take the underdog.
I like that a lot. Because Marion, she's going to bring the fight to her, and she's going to keep coming after her and coming after her and coming after her. I mean, she's a crafty veteran. Um, I mean, Macy has the reach. She has the reach and definitely the height. I mean, she works the outside and stays, try to stays away from Marion's ground game. Um, I could see her winning, but I mean, I got a good feeling about the veteran here. I mean, Marion's really good on the ground. I mean, she's gonna find a way to get it down. And right now, I mean, like I said, she's plus 175. I'm really liking that.
So you going for the underdog?
I'm going for the underdog.
Yeah, so I guess we agree on the underdog pick
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I was definitely watching that fight and I like what I saw from the veteran.
Yeah,
No, Macy's a little bit green still, and the experience plays a big factor in these contests.
definitely.
And so the next match we got Tai Tuvasa against Harry Hunksucker. This Hunksucker came in on a short notice because the other fighter, I don't know what happened, but he was pulled from the fight.
Yeah, Dante.
Motel or something like that.
Yeah, Dante.
Tuvasa is a minus 360. Huntsucker is a plus 400. These two guys are pretty much bangers. They both strike. Tuvasa comes in at 10-3 record. Huntsucker comes in at 6-3 record. Tuvasa has been killed in sub once, and Huntsucker has been sub 3 times. I mean, sorry, has been killed 3 times. So I don't know. That plays a little factor for me because Tuvasa be throwing those bombs.
Yeah.
He be throwing those bombs. He has cut weight. He's lost weight. His last fight was against Stefan Struve, and this was a tall guy, and he knocked him out in the first round. Before that, he fought Sergey Spivak. The guy is a Brazilian, jiu-jitsu guy. He subbed him with an arm triangle. But Harry Huntsucker, his last fight was against Gerard Vanderveer, and he lost that. He lost that by KO. And that was in a contender series. So technically, this is his first match in the UFC. Like I said, under the bright lights. I think Tuvasa has this. I think he's gonna knock him out in the first round.
I disagree, man. I disagree. Harry, I think I just saw a fight that he fought a couple weeks ago in the HR MMA circuit. So the guy looked awesome. I mean, he KO'd the guy in the first round. He's got tremendous amount of power, man, knockout power, man. First of all, don't go. I mean, don't even go to the bathroom. You guys, when this fight comes on, it's only gonna last one round, and they're gonna go. They're gonna go after each other. Tuvasa, I like Tuvasa a lot. I mean, that guy, he's definitely, he's got knockout power. One punch, all it takes, and the guy's gonna go, all out. He's not gonna hold anything back. But yeah, I'm taking the underdog on this one, though. I'm taking the underdog because I like what I saw when I was doing some a little bit of research on Huntsucker, and the guy's pretty solid to the UFC that he belongs here. I mean, he's plus 270, and I mean. Tuvasa's, he's come up short many a times. I mean, so these guys are gonna be pounding each other. I'm gonna stick with Harry. Definitely sticking with Harry. Plus 270. I'm sticking with him.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So next fight is gonna be Max Griffin versus Kian Song. Griffin comes in at a minus 200 against Song at a plus 189. Both guys come in as a striker, but Griffin has some wrestling background. Griffin comes out at a 6-8 record. 16-8 record, and Song comes in at a 16-5. Griffin 8 KOs with 2 subs, Song with 8 KOs and 6 subs. Losses, both fighters have lost by KO. Song twice, and Griffin once. So Max Griffin's last match, he fought Ramis Brahmaha, and that was a good fight. They were going back and forth. Max Griffin was pretty sharp. He was tearing him up. He had his face all busted up, but the fight got stopped because of the guy's ears fell off.
His ear?
Yeah, his ear fell off. His ear ripped off his head.
Oof.
So if you go back and see that match, it was just hanging there, and the referee just stopped it.
Wow.
Yep. And then he fought, Cowboy before that.
Yep.
Yeah, he lost against Cowboy, but it's still a good fight. He's stuck in there. He went all 3 rounds with Cowboy. Song, his last fight was his Calvin Potter, and man, he knocked this guy out clean. This guy was sleeping on the floor. After that, he fought Derrick Krantz, and he went to a decision. There's a lot of hype on Song about his power and everything else, but I don't buy it. I think Griffin, a little bit more technical, a little bit better strikes in and out, a little bit quicker. And I think Griffin's gonna piece him up a little bit. But like I said, Griffin has to be careful because Song has that power in his hands, and he could put his lights out right away. But
yeah, one blow.
Yeah.
Son is pretty good.
yeah, but I'm definitely going with Max.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, man. Max, both of these guys are good on, good strikers, man, standing up and everything. And these guys are just they're definitely gonna go after each other. Here's another good, striker type of fight. These guys, don't blink, don't go anywhere, because this is another one that can last the most 2 rounds. So I'm definitely gonna stick with Max.
Yeah, I think Max pretty much got this one.
Yeah, minus 200 on DraftKings.
Yep. So that's a good thing. Next match is gonna be who we have next. Adrian Giannis versus Gustavo Lopez. I think this is gonna be a good match.
Oh yeah.
I think this is gonna be a banger. Giannis comes in at minus 210. Lopez comes in at a plus 198. Both guys are strikers. Giannis comes in at a 12-3 record. Lopez at 12-5. Giannis is 7 KOs with 2 subs. Lopez was 5 KOs, 6 subs. Both guys have not lost by sub, but Lopez has lost twice by KO, and that makes it interesting. Giannis fought Victor Rodriguez his last fought, and he hit him with a head kick in the first round that put him to sleep pretty much. And I read a couple stories about Giannis that back when he was with his father was pretty much teaching him boxing, and he thought he was going to be a boxer, but he decided to go into MMA. His father died in 2016, so pretty much his whole career is for his father. So
Yeah.
he's not a bad kid. He lays back a lot. He has a lot of counters, a lot of power. Last 2 fights has been he won by KO, so it's not too bad. His ground game, I haven't seen it too much, but Gustavo Lopez, he's interesting too. He fought Anthony Burchak, and he submitted him with a rear naked choke in the first round. Then before that, he fought Melrod De La Villa. What this guy's is a takedown machine. This guy take you down. I think he took him down like 12 times. You know what I mean? And then before that, in Combate, he won by KO. I have Adrian Giannis to win. I like him a lot. I think he's gonna win it, but I'm gonna have some shares of Gustavo as well. Like I will have Gustavo's in my back pocket, as a good underdog play. I think he can take it. His sub game is pretty good. I never see Giannis' sub game at all. So what will happen if Lopez takes him down to the ground? You know, will it be a quick sub? Will Giannis be able to handle stuff on the ground? I don't know.
That's the big question right there.
Yep.
That is definitely the big question. Will he be able to handle them on the ground?
Like,
But listen, don't count Adrian out, man. The guy, he's I see a lot of Khabib in him as far as the father situation and fighting for his father. That kid is awesome, and if he can find a way to just keep this, standing up and just he's definitely got a good right hand, knockout power. He's got a real good chance of just taking this fight against Gustavo. So I mean, I'm gonna stick with Giannis.
yeah, I think Giannis is gonna take it as well. But like I said, Lopez will be in my back pocket.
Yep.
So next match is gonna be what's her name? Montserrat Ruiz against Cheyenne
Bays.
Cheyenne Bays. So this is the wife of JP.
Wifey's in the house.
Yeah, so wifey fighting over here. Ruiz comes in at a plus 280. Bays comes in at a minus 304. Both pretty much are strikers. Bays is considered well-rounded, but Ruiz got a good ground game. Her last fight that she had was against who she fought. She was Yannisira Mordreen, and she locked up her arm and gave her some good punches and pretty much subbed her right away in the first round. She's for Danielle Taylor, and she went through 3 rounds with her. She's pretty small in height. But Ruiz comes in at a 9-1 record, and Bays comes in at a 5-1. Ruiz got 3 KOs. Bays got 1. Ruiz got 2 subs. Bays got 0. Bays' last fight was in a contender series, so this is she's making her debut. She fought Hillary Rose, and that was a pretty good match. They went back and forth. But honestly, I don't know. Honestly, Cheyenne, I saw her fighting. She doesn't impress me too much. She doesn't. Now, not saying she's not gonna win. She's still young. I get it. She's still young. It's her first fight. But I wasn't impressed with her performance. Like she did pretty good, but I think the way they're talking about her like she has for the who's who in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like that. She's just coming into this UFC. She's coming into this spotlight right now. What scares me is Ruiz's ground game, because I haven't seen. I mean, I saw some scrambles for Cheyenne on the floor, but Ruiz it's another level of jiu-jitsu down there. You know what I mean? She pulls out submissions out of nowhere. So I'm choosing Cheyenne to win. Definitely, I got her, but Ruiz is another underdog that I might have in my back pocket. Just in case. Might be hedging a couple of bets a little bit there too.
Yeah, she's definitely high level jujitsu. I mean, Cheyenne's gonna have to keep it standing. She's definitely got the reach advantage and the height. But yeah, keep her standing at all times, and stay away from the ground. Work the outside of the ring, and just bring us some smoke right there, because this fight right here is has the potential of being one of the fights of the night. And watching her as being an up and comer, and she's gonna want to show off because her husband's fighting on the card too. So she's gonna have all different kind of adrenaline flowing. So I'm gonna stick with Cheyenne.
Yeah. So another thing that I like about the Cheyenne stuff, but the thing that worries me a little bit is, look, your husband's fighting, and you are in the main card. She's fighting in the main card.
Yeah.
And her husband's is the first fight of the night. The first fight of the night is not the best fights. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you think about it, if her husband comes out and loses in a bad fashion, don't you think that would be in her head?
Well, I mean, she's gonna have to block that out. If that happens, she's gonna definitely have to block that out. She can't carry that into this fight. Otherwise, she's definitely gonna be in trouble.
So
I mean, at a minus 375 right now, and Ruiz is plus 275. Yeah, she would definitely have to block that out. And I'm pretty sure that her husband's going to be in her corner for the main card.
Well, it depends on his injuries. If he didn't get injured, then most likely he can be in her corner. But if he got hurt, he won't be there because he has to be seen by the doctors.
Yep, that's true.
So, but I don't know. I think that might play a little factor. But look at the first fight. If JP wins the first fight in good fashion, then it'll give Cheyenne a little bit more.
Carry the momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Give it more purpose for her to perform. You know what I mean? So the first fight can tell a lot, of what you're gonna do, what Cheyenne's gonna do. So, but my pick is gonna be Cheyenne.
Yeah, definitely Cheyenne. I mean, she's funny too. I saw the when she ran to Dana White and told him, hey, I've been trying to, I've been hitting you up on your Instagram for 2 years, and finally he's like, oh, hey, I don't know, right here, put your name in there, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, she's definitely my favorite for that for this fight.
Yeah, so our next fight is going to be the co-main event with Gillespie versus Riddle. Gillespie comes in at a minus 245. Riddle comes in at a plus 225. Gillespie is a wrestler and Riddle pretty much a striker. Gillespie comes in at 13-1. One loss by KO, and that loss was terrible.
Yeah. Kevin Lee.
Man, that knockout was one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen. That guy went limp.
The knockout heard around the world.
Yep, he went limp.
Well, listen, I mean, not only did he go limp, I mean, Lee broke his jaw.
Yeah, he was out for a while.
Yeah, he was out for a while. And I mean, I was checking out his interview, and he hasn't been training that much. I mean, he's been out for a while. He hasn't been training. He was stuck out in Long Island, and then with COVID, a lot of the gyms weren't open. That was a major problem. But he finally got it together. My only thing with him, and it's going to be a big test, is how can he take a punch on that jaw? Now that it's healed, obviously, but is it the same? Obviously it's not going to be the same as it once was, but can he take a hit?
Yeah, that's the question we got to ask, because like I said, Gillespie has been good. He's fought a lot of good people, but that one KO changed a lot of people's thought about him. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Brad Riddle, his last fight was against Alex De Silva. He went 3 rounds. Before that, he went with decision as well. So this guy is a pretty much decision machine. Last time he won by KO was in 2019. You know what I mean? Everything else is decision. Now, he has one loss by sub. Gillespie's not a sub. Gillespie's a striker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This won't go to the floor. This is gonna be on the feet most of the time. Gillespie got some good power, but you're right, 100%. Is that jaw glass, or was it reconstructed to be steel again? I don't know.
That's definitely going to be a good fight. I mean, and don't forget, I mean, Gillespie's he's a wrestler too. So I mean, he could take it down to the ground. But Brad, I noticed in the last couple of fights that he had, you take him down to the ground, he's getting right back up. he's gonna find a way to pop right back up.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely he's definitely no stranger to going down to the ground and being able to pop up right away. But
Yep.
yeah, that jaw is gonna be in question big time.
All right. So who you picking?
Um, wow. Oh man, I mean, I I'm gonna go with Brad. I'm gonna go with Brad just because I'm not 100% positive that jaw is gonna be able to take be able to take a good solid punch.
All right. I'm gonna go Gillespie on this one.
Wow.
Yep. I'm gonna take that chance on that jaw.
You're gonna take the chance on the jaw. Currently, right now on DraftKings, Gillespie's minus 250, and Brad is plus 200. So, me and the underdog, we we strive to survive.
There you go. That's how you make your money.
That's right.
All right. So the main event, Derrick Brunson versus Big Mouth Kellen Holland. This is gonna be a very interesting match.
Yeah, definitely, man.
It's gonna be very good. I like the match. I like the breakdown. These two guys are pretty much. Well, Kevin is a jokester and he got a big mouth. He likes to talk. In the weigh-ins, they grabbing each other's behinds and hugging each other.
What's going on with the 185 division?
I don't know, but
these guys are grabbing each other like crazy.
they're making it nuts. Interesting over there. But Brunson comes in at a plus 160 with Holland at a minus 170. Pretty even fight. Both guys are strikers. Brunson got some wrestling in him, so it's pretty good. Brunson comes in with a 21-7 record, and Holland comes in with a 21-5 record. Holland got 12 KOs and Brunson got 12 KOs. Holland got 5 subs. Brunson got 3 subs. Now losses. This is what makes it interesting. Holland has been subbed twice. Brunson has been knocked out 5 times. So it makes it interesting. The last time that Brunson got KO'd is by Izzy. KO'd him in the first round.
Yeah.
And the fight before Izzy, it was Ronaldo Souza. He got KO'd out and he got KO'd in the first round. So 2 back-to-back KOs. I don't know. You got to make a decision. And he got also KO'd by Robert Whitaker. So
yeah, he's definitely fought some big names.
Yeah, and he also got KO'd by Jerome Romero. So you got these big guys KOing this guy.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. Brunson, takes it down to the ground and stuff like that. Now Kevin Holland, he has fought 5 times in 2020 through the pandemic, pretty much.
Yeah. He's 5-0 in 2020.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Jaquan Buckley, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, Darren Stewart, Ronaldo Souza.
Jacare off his back.
Yep.
Kevin Holland was on his back.
Yep. Hit him with a nice shot, leading him back.
Knocked that dude out. And I saw that. I was like, oh my God. This guy's got unbelievable power, man.
Yep. And his last loss was in 2019 against Brendan Allen, which he lost by rear naked choke.
But listen, one of the things too is don't count. I mean Brunson, his last fight was Shabazian. Shabazian was Ronda Rousey's protege. She was working with this guy was supposed to be the next up and comer, and Brunson handled that business quick. But he's a crafty veteran, so he's going to find a way to stay in this. But Kevin Holland, man, he's just a monster right now.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, I'm going with Holland on this match. I think Holland. Holland is a little bit more crazy. A little bit. I think he's gonna take it.
Yeah, definitely. He's got the reach, the height. he's definitely, after 5 wins in 2020, he's going to look to continue the streak in 2021. I'm sticking with Holland.
Yeah, there you go. So all right, let's go make your picks, all your picks, and then you can throw out your little parlay. So I'm gonna go with the bottom, JP buys. I'm gonna go, well, let's do it like this. First fight, I'm going buys. You?
Buys. Base.
Yep. Second fight, going Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Jackson.
Third fight, I'm going Roman.
I'm going with Trevin Giles.
Fourth fight, I'm going Grant Dawson.
I'm sticking with Grant.
Fifth fight, I'm going with Marion Renault.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the veteran. Yep, Marion.
Next fight, I'm going with Tuvasa.
Nah, man. I'm going with Mr. Harry Hunsucker.
Next match, I'm going with Max Griffin.
I'm sticking with Max.
Next fight, I'm going with Adrian Giannis.
I'm sticking with the kid, Adrian Giannis.
Next match, I'm going with Cheyenne Buys.
I'm sticking with Cheyenne Buys. Base.
Buys. Next match, I'm going with Gillespie.
I'm sticking with Brad. I don't, like I said before, I don't know about that jaw, but I'm sticking with Brad.
And the final fight, I'm going with Holland.
I'm going with Holland too.
All right, so throw out your little.
Well, the little parlay here, since I'm sticking, always the underdog, and I'm always looking at cash in. I'm sticking with Harry Hunsucker, Marion, the crafty veteran, Trevin Giles, and Jess Strader. I'd put that little 4-pick parlay together and let's cash in.
There you go. So if I were to put a bet together, something like you were doing, I'm definitely gonna go with Marilyn Renault. I'm gonna go with Gillespie is the favorite. I might go with, I'm picking Giannis, but I'll put in Lopez in there. I'll put it in Bruno. And
yeah, definitely don't count out Bruno. I mean, it's that's another underdog that I wouldn't count out.
Yep. And I might put in Brunson as a 4 underdog play. You never know. But that's just to win some money, try to at least.
Yeah. Well, we all have the what if and the have nots. So I mean we got some bets in there that that you just in case.
Yep. Yep. Don't bet the house on that, but
no, I wouldn't. A couple of bucks, just a couple of bucks on that.
That's it. So that wraps up UFC Vegas 22. Thank you for listening. Be sure to drop a like and comment below. You can find my DraftKings Core and chat on the Fantasy Sport Inside the Core channel. You also find us on Twitter at FSI_DFS. Let's enjoy the fights and make some money.
Let's make that money. Peace.